Hey everyone! So today I'm really super excited because I am sharing with you the things that worked for me in January and the things that did not. You've kind of gotten a glimpse from the thumbnail. So if you want to see what I think of my favorite products from January and the ones not so much, well then, keep watching. Everyone, if you're new here, my name is Marie and I am a beautiful mess. Here I approach makeup from the viewpoint of the novice. So sit back, relax, and come on a magical makeup journey with me. All right, so today, like I said, I am sharing with you my January favorites and some things that I tried in January that were a little bit of a fail. All of these things I do have on my face, so they will be listed in the description box down below as well. Today's look is inspired by Lethal Cosmetics, which I've been loving the entire month of January. I just felt like being an Easter egg today. So that is what I have on my eyes. It's not a specific palette. It is some single shades that I got from their mystery bags. And I absolutely love them. If you missed out on my mystery unboxing, I'll link that video down below in the description box. But these are the 4 shades that I have on my eyes, along with another palette that's actually in my project pan. I'll show you that in just a minute. But I have this one in my crease, and then I have this one on my outer corner, this one all over the lid, and then this one as an inner corner highlights. And then the first shade that I laid down in my crease is from my Project Pan palette, which I have actually fallen back in love with this palette again. It is great for your everyday neutral. I don't think this is available anymore, but I know that Lorac does make some shadows available for purchase. You can actually buy them on Ulta. They're not inside store, but you can buy them online, and Lorac does have their own website. But this was my very first eyeshadow palette that I was ever given, and it is old. It is very old. It was the inspiration of me starting my first project pan ever, because I ended up panning this shade right here, and it just got me into it. But this color right here, the pink mauve color, is the first color that I laid down in my crease for today's look. And for an everyday work look, I absolutely love this palette. I'm going to be sad when it goes because they don't make this particular one anymore. I believe that there is different ones that you can get, but not exactly this one. So I will be sad when that goes. So that's my eyeshadow for today. And then on top, I actually have 2 things. One on my right eye, one on my left eye. So on my left eye, I do have the Urban Decay Moondas shadow in the shade Space Cowboy. And I have been loving this absolutely. Paired with the Lorac palette, this absolutely gives me that shimmer and sparkle that I am looking for, because this, of course, is an all matte palette. And then on my right eye, I have a dupe for this. So this is by Ulta Beauty. This is their bouncy eyeshadow. And this is in the shade Buttercream. And as I'm looking at my eyes, I don't really see a difference. They do feel different. This one is a little bit creamier, whereas the Urban Decay is a little bit more dry. But there are a whole bunch of different colors. I also have it in the shade Confetti, which I absolutely love as well for when I'm doing one of the pinky looks out of the Lorac palette for work. This one works with either the pinky or the brown, and I absolutely love these. The Urban Decay is $22. These are $9, and a lot of times you can get these on sale at Ulta. So definitely a good find for me this month. Continuing with what we have on the eyes. For eyeliner, I have something different on my left eye than I do on my right eye. And for eyeliner, on my left eye, I do have the NYX Vivid Matte Liner. This is a good liner. As I'm looking at it, it does give you that vivid black color for certain, but as you can see, I am wearing 2 different eyeliners on my eyes today. Or can you tell? Put it in the comments down below. Do they look different? Because they are. So again, the NYX Vivid Matte is going to be on the left eye, and this is in the color VMLL01 Black. So do like this, but The product that I love better is my Holy Grail, also by NYX. This is their Epic Wear Liner. And I really don't see that much of a difference between the two. Like I said, if you guys do, put it in the comments down below. But as I'm looking at them, there really isn't that much of a difference to me. And I prefer this one over the Vivid Matte, and I'll tell you why. This one has an 18-month shelf life, which these never last me that long in my collection. Whereas the Vivid Matte has a 6-month shelf life. What? In the Vivid Matte, you get 0.06 fluid ounces. And in the Urban Decay, you get 0.12 ounces. And I believe these are similar price points. I'm going to get half as much that lasts for half as long. I don't think so, NYX. I just don't see that much of a difference between the two. So compared to the Epic Wear, we're going to consider this a fail just because 3 times as much shelf life, twice as much product. I'm going with this one. And then on my lower lash line is something I have been in love with, also by Lethal Cosmetics. This is the Galactic Goo FX Gel Liners. And I do have to admit, I love the longevity in my waterline with these. Teresa's dead. You are not wrong. I suffer from watery eyes. And this is actually a recommendation from her channel, which I'll link down below. She's an amazing creator. Love her to pieces. But this stays put in my waterline. Usually by this time, if I had put something in my waterline, it would be gone by now because my eyes are super watery. So loving these. Have them in 3 shades. I've heard they dry out fast, so we're going to see about the longevity of them. And if they do, I will report back to you. But as of right now, I'm loving them. And then I do have 2 different mascaras on my eyes as well, because both of these I am just in love with. All right, so if the camera looks like it's in a different spot, my camera did cut out, so I do apologize for that. But we were talking about mascara on my eyes. I have 2 different ones. So on the right one that surprised me. This is by Ilia. This is their Limitless Lash Mascara. And I am just in love with this stuff. This is what the brush looks like. You've got 2 different sides to it, one for volume and one for length. And I do have to say, this surprised the hell out of me. It's on this eye right here. And I just absolutely love how it looks. It gives me volume. It gives me length. It gives me voluptuous lashes. And granted, I am blessed with lashes to start with, but this is something that I have just been in love with the entire month of January. And the other one I just recently tried. Just made a YouTube short about it because of the controversy going on in the beauty community. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift. And I do have this on my left eye. And I do have to say, this is the most incredible thing I've ever tried. I put this on and my partner was like, "Are you wearing false lashes? You never do that." So this is what the wand looks like. It is flat on one side, it is curved on the other, and then there is definitely a side for length and a side for volume. So that is the wand there. This is 1 coat on my lashes. Again, I have it on this eye here. And for those of you that have been watching me, that know me, I don't do false lashes. I am a novice. They scare the hell out of me, to be completely honest with you. This mascara makes me look like I have false lashes on. Now, I know, granted, with the controversy that has been going on in the beauty community, I know that's probably not something I should be saying, but just look, you guys. Look. This is incredible, and I will continue to use this. This has dethroned my Holy Grail because, well, that's a whole different story altogether. Why I won't be using the Tarte Man Eater mascara anymore. If you want to know all about that, check out the new Makeup Hangover, and I'll link that video down below as well. All right, the rest of what is on my face, we're going to start with the complexion. And this is something I did not expect to love, and I do. This is the Nanessa Myricks Yumming Skin Blurring Ball. And a lot of people either love or hate this. I do have it in the shade Universal. This is my primer that I used for today, and I love this stuff. Apparently, if you have oily skin, you do love this stuff. And as I'm getting older, I'm coming to learn that I have combination skin. I have a dry T-zone and I have oily everything else. And I put this in my T-zone. I put it on my chin. I put it on my upper lip. I put it on my nose, my forehead, and it blurs. I am just getting a good reaction with this to my skin. And I don't pretend to understand why, but I will continue to use it because I love what it's doing for my skin. So that is the primer that is on my face today. The foundation was something I did not expect to love, and I have been loving the entire month of January. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage Foundation. It has a pump, looks like this. I have it in the shade Nude. I picked this up from the CCSO because it was on sale, and I did not expect to love this much. Does it dethrone my top 2 foundations? Absolutely not. But on the skin, I think it does look super natural. It gives me full coverage. It doesn't appear dry on my nose like some other fails that happened this month. But I love how this looks on my skin. Probably only a winter foundation for me just because it is a little bit heavy, but definitely something that I have been loving this month. 2 other foundations I have not been loving this month. First is going to be the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Blur Balm. I have tried to make this work with a whole bunch of different primers, a whole bunch of different ways to use it. I can't get this to not be flaky in my T-zone. It causes dry patches. On my oily parts of my skin, it's really great. But on the dry parts, it's making me flake and just not sitting well on my nose. And for me, that is a testament to a good foundation of how it sits on my nose. As you can see, the Born This Way, it's sitting on my nose very nicely. This one does not, no matter how much primer or what primer I use, I can't get this to work for me. And then another foundation that I tried out that I do not like at all. This is the Matte Perfection Tinted Moisturizer. And for days that I'm running late for work, this is when I'm slapping this on. My other go-to, I'm not using anymore because it's made by Tarte. Again, if you want to know why I'm not using or promoting Tarte products, go back and look at the new Makeup Hangover video. I touch on it there. But this stuff is really liquidy. It just does not sit well on my skin. It has this kind of spout, which I don't love. And will I use it up? Yeah, absolutely. Because on days where I can't fight with a foundation, I don't have time for it, this will work for me. It does have moisturization to it. I just don't like how it sits on my skin. It dries and it's just flakes. It dries and it flakes and it's just not good. It's just not good. Something else I have been loving for my under eyes this month, it's not a concealer. This is the new Rare Beauty Positive Light Under Eye Brightener. And I really do love this. I have this on my eyes today. It has a metal ball at the end of it. It doesn't put a lot of product on, which I think is good for me because I think that's one of my downfalls is I put way too much product on. But it does illuminate my under eyes, which for me, I suffer from dark under eye circles. As you guys know, I'm on a concealer journey this year to find my holy grail. I'm doubtful I'm actually going to find one that I am in love with. But this is definitely something that when I don't want to fight with concealer and I just want to brighten my under eyes, this is something I've been loving for the month of January. So highly, highly recommend this. And then 2 concealers that I didn't expect to like. When I try a new concealer, I don't expect to like them ever. I am 44. My under eyes are very lined. I have dark circles. It's just not good. But these concealers that I've tried this month, they're not bad. And not bad in my book equals good. On my right eye, I have the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Finish Concealer. Now, I tried the foundation last year and I hated it. And this was an impulse purchase. It was $7 at my Ulta. And I was like, I'm probably going to hate this too, but I'm going to give it its fair shot. Look at that doe foot. I freaking love that doe foot. And I actually like this concealer. I was shocked beyond all belief. I have it on the right side of my face today. Now, granted, I do have lines. I am old. Concealer is a journey for me, but this one wears well, works with me throughout the day. If it starts to get patchy, then I just tap it out again and it looks better than it did before. And it's just something that I'm liking. It's not a love, But with concealer, like I said, it is a journey for me. So anything that I like is a win in my book. And then on the other side was another concealer I didn't expect to like, but I do. I like this. And I actually have this on my blemishes today, which, you know, we won't talk about the girls over here, but this definitely concealed them. And this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. And I am very much enjoying this. Sorry, I think you saw the in real life, I have C6 as my color. The Huda Beauty I have in 2.5G Nougat. The doe foot on this, it's large and in charge. A lot of product comes out. So I have to like put some back, but I'm enjoying this, I do have to say. It works similarly to the IRL concealer where it is not patchy. And that's one of the things that I find is a problem for concealer for me, is that it ends up being patchy. And if that happens throughout the day, I just tap it out again. And it works. It works better than most concealers that I've tried. So again, if I like a concealer, that is a win for me in my book. For brows. So recently I got my brows done at Ulta, which I have never had my brows waxed before in my life. I usually take care of the girls myself with tweezers. And finally I just threw my hands up because I was just like, Recently somebody I knew got theirs done at Ulta and was like, you have to go. So I tried it, and I do have to say, like, they really did a good job. My brows have never looked better. But some of the products she used on me, I ended up picking up. So this is the Benefit Give Me Brow Volumizing Pencil. So this one is the pencil that has the fibers in it. I got it in the shade 4 because I got the mini size to see if I could get it to work. I have it on my right brow today. I am a 5, so when I pick up a full-size pencil, I will be picking up shade 5. But I have grays in my brows, and this covers them. This shades correctly. Now, I, again, am blessed with a lot of brows, maybe too much of a brow. But this, I run it through, and the gray hairs just disappear. And then to set the brow, she used the 24-hour brow setter on me, also by Benefit. So I picked up a little guy of this as well to see if I could get this to work. And I did put it on this brow today. It's not crunchy, but my hairs are in place. And this combination together, I'm really loving this month, really loving. On my left side, I have the NYX The Brow Glue, the tinted version in the shade Medium Brown. And as I'm touching them, they feel a little bit more crunchy on this side. I'm not loving the tint on this because I don't know if you can see it, but it doesn't really cover the gray in my brow. I have like one stray gray hair right in the center, and this does not stick to it. So I'll use it up. You know how I am. I'm not wasteful. If I get a product and I'll continue to use it until I use it up. But this is not something that I'm going to be repurchasing again. I don't think the tint really works because as you can see, like the beginning of my brow is still a little bit light. So if you're going to be using this, get the clear version. I don't think the tinted version is necessary. Just my opinion. As all of these are, in my opinion. If you agree, disagree, it works differently for you because something I found is makeup is very subjective. And if something doesn't work for one person, it may work for another. So if this is working for you, put it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Something I discovered this month that has been talked about a lot, and I am just getting on board onto the cream bronzer train, is this cream bronzer by Makeup Revolution. This is their Ultra Cream Bronzer, and I have it in the shade Light. And I do have to say, I love this stuff. I was surprised how easy it was to go on and blend. I don't need a powder on top of it, but I do tend to either set it with powder bronzer or just powder. I set it with regular powder today. And I'm loving how this feels on my face. I'm loving how easy it is to put on. I'm loving it. Period. End of story. Highly recommend this. If you don't have this in your collection, run out and get you some. When it comes to blush, I'll admit I was looking for the Too Faced blushes, the new ones. The one in Candy Cloud. The one that's sold out everywhere because I wanted to try it. I don't have that color of blush in my collection yet. And if it was a blurring blush, I wanted to try. So instead, I saw something else while I was at Ulta and picked that up instead. And I gotta say, I'm very happy with my purchase. So this is the Juvia's Place Volume 4 Blush Duo. And this is what she looks like. And does this look familiar? Does that color look familiar there? It is what I have on my face today, and I am in love with it. I don't know that it blurs, but it's definitely the color that I want. Let me swatch this for you so you can see. I have mixed these two together sometimes, and I love them. And I didn't expect to. And not only are they going to be good for this time of the year, but I anticipate they're going to be great for summertime as well. So I'm really happy with my purchase. This was $18. I got 2 colors of blush for $18 instead of 1 for $40. I think it's $39. Close enough. So I don't know that I'm going to be picking up the Too Faced blush. I just don't know that I need it now. Thanks, Juvia's Place. For highlighter, something that I have been loving ever since I got, and it's all over my face today. I have it as my brow bone highlight. My regular highlight in the center of my face is the highlighters by Rare Beauty. This is the Positive Light Silky Touch highlighter, and I have mine, if I can get it open, in the shade Mesmerize. I am the kind of girl, I do not like champagne highlighters, I've come to find. I like either stark white ones or the pink ones like this. This is my favorite purchase of January thus far. And if you haven't picked these up for yourself, get one. Get at least one. These are actually pretty affordable at $25. So this is something that I highly recommend. You don't have it, run, don't walk, and pick you up one. Just a couple products left of stuff I've been loving this month. And one thing I've been loving, it's old and it's been sitting in my makeup drawer, and I pulled it out for the month of January and I've fallen in love with it all over again. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Loose Powder. I have it in the shade Translucent. And this stuff is just so finely milled. It's blurring. This is one of the only loose powders that I use underneath my eyes to set my concealer. I put it all over my face, and I anticipate that when summertime comes, I'm going to love this even more because I am an oily, sweaty mess in the summertime. I have a feeling this is going to be a saving grace. So definitely something that I've been loving, and it's affordable. I think it's under $5 or around that price point. In love with this completely. And then another powder that I didn't expect to love as much as I do. It is in my project pan right now. And this is actually a powder foundation. This is the CoverGirl Clean Powder Foundation for normal skin, and I have it in the shade 520 Creamy Natural. And I picked this up for my first video ever to show you guys what my makeup routine was way back in the day. And I have been using this as a setting powder when I need a little bit more coverage on my foundation, or I've just gone a little too hard with the blush and the bronzer and I want to tone it down a little bit. This has saved many a makeup look. Now, granted, I bet you any powder foundation would do this, but this is the one that I'm using right now. This is the one that I'm loving right now. So I'm sharing it with you guys. And then last but not least, what is on my lips, or at least was on my lips, is a gem that I never hear anybody talk about and I'm completely in love with. So this is the Lancome Juicy Tubes, and I have this in the color Spring Fling. When Philosophy had lip glosses, I was in love with the one they called Animal Cracker because the taste of it was incredible. It was a very light pinky color that I was absolutely in love with, and I haven't been able to find a replacement for it. And dare I say, this is the replacement for it. This does not taste like Animal Cracker, okay? There is really no taste to this, but how it performs on my lips is exactly the same way that the Philosophy one did. And I'm actually really curious to get the clear one and how that would look over matte lipstick because the shine on this is incredible. Let me put a little bit more on for you now, so you can see. If you go too hard with it, it is thick. It is hydrating on the lips, and you will get the sticky strings because it is a sticky gloss. As you guys know, I am a sticky gloss girl. But look at that shine. Like, I am just in love with this. A lot of times I'll put this, just this, on my lips. Sometimes, yes, I know, I will wear it over dreaded lip liner. I'm trying to get better with lip liner, you guys. I really am. It's not something that is for me, but I'm trying to learn. I'm trying. Do I have any idea what I'm doing? You guys know I don't. But I am in love with this. And if you're new here to the channel, that's the whole premise of my channel, is there's a whole lot of people out there that know what they're doing about makeup, that approach makeup with that knowledge. And when I started watching beauty YouTube, I had no idea what I was doing. And I became obsessed with makeup, and I wanted to learn what I was doing. And I realized there was nobody out here that was talking about products from the viewpoint of someone who has no idea what they're doing. And that's why I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, to give you the novice point of view, to give you my thoughts as a makeup novice, and hopefully they'll help other makeup novices too, coming at it from the same point of view. So that's why I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. But that's all the products that I have for you today for the month of January. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Again, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. It really lets YouTube know that you like my content and that other people with the same interests as you will like my content too. Again, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. If any of these have been your favorites for the month of January, put it in the comments down below. If you've been loving other things, share it as well. I love seeing what people are loving, so that maybe I can love it too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.